you're just like stuck at the cabin, you want to play a game, and you want to eat hard-boiled eggs, this is what we call catch the egg.
Hi, welcome to the kitchen. This is Jessie.
And I'm James, and welcome to Showdowns,
where we taste, try, and rate different cooking methods and techniques across the internet.
Today we're trying 5 different ways to peel eggs.
We're gonna try with a spoon,
and blowing it out,
store under the water,
crack and roll, and
peeling underwater. You know, I feel like working in restaurants, you need to find a way that works consistently.
Yeah.
What's your go-to way for peeling eggs?
So what I usually do is to keep them in water. I heard that if you're peeling like in the water rather than running water, it's like much easier. But it's not always the case. So I'm really excited to see whether other methods will really hold up.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little science experience, if you will.
Yeah.
Today we got a lot of eggs and we treat them all equally. We boil them for 10 minutes and then chill them under cold water until they're completely cooled. Let's get cracking.
Let's start cracking.
So let's get started with our first method, which is with a spoon. So I think the method is that you're supposed to crack like the bottom of the egg, and then I think it says like countertop, but we could try with a spoon too, and then peel like a quarter coin size out, and then you're supposed to stick the spoon in it and make a circle, and the egg should come out like that.
Have you tried this method before?
I have not.
So we are trying this method for the first time.
Yes.
So bottom here.
Bottom. Oh, mine's like, they're being very little shatters, which I don't like.
Am I rolling it?
No, you're not supposed to for this method. I don't like that it's like sticking on my hand. Oh, that looks pretty good.
This is what happens. It's ugly fuckly.
I'm like struggling a little bit here.
Yeah, it doesn't really come out like shove it and come out.
Yeah.
I need to stop saying shoving it.
Yeah, it's not the prettiest egg.
Yeah, it does peel your egg, but it doesn't come out like the smooth surface that we want.
Yeah, and it's like the shells are sticking on the egg, so you kind of need to wash it beforehand before you serve them.
I didn't necessarily think that this was like an easier method per se.
Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this?
I'll rate that as 1.5.
1.5.
This is a trash. Yeah. Don't do this.
I would give it like a 3 because you did peel an egg, but like I don't know how much I like the outcome.
Also, you're using a spoon, which means there's additional dish.
The less dishes, the better.
There you go. We are moving to the second method, which I'm very, very interested in trying, which is blowing it out method. So for this, you're basically cracking both sides of the egg so that there's enough hole to like blow it out and the eggs will magically come out of the shell. So we'll see whether that works. So you do the bottom right here and a little bit on top, and you're basically blowing from the bottom side. So
do you think the holes need to be a little bigger? Oh, it came out. Oh.
It did come out. Something to notice is that it's much cleaner.
Oh yeah.
It's much cleaner.
It is much cleaner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a bowl to try to catch it. I'm gonna do a big bowl.
You have to like make sure that the air is going in the shells.
Oh wow.
I think I'm getting there.
But I would say for serving, it's probably not the best method.
You could just like shoot it to your dining partner's
No, I mean
mouth.
for like I mean yes, if it's just for you or your partner, sure. But if it's like, you know, at a party, I don't think like it's not very sanitary.
It's not COVID friendly, you guys.
Yeah. But it's fun, I guess.
This is what we call catch the egg. I'm gonna put blowing eggs out under like skills section on my resume. because clearly I know what to do. What are we gonna rate this as?
Well, for me, it didn't really work. I feel like you
Yeah,
need to.
I really
you
want
need
to know why
I
it
feel
didn't
like
work.
I don't know. Maybe I don't have
Like,
my mouth smaller.
yeah. There you go. There you go. See, you got it. I will rate it as 4 because I have so much fun blowing these eggs out.
I will give it 2.5 just because it didn't work out like that well for me. But for fun, I will give it like a 10 because it is fun.
This is more like a fun game activity
Yeah.
than like let's peel eggs for
Yeah.
like making egg sandwich.
Yeah, it's not that practical.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
There you go.
So this next method is to store the cooked eggs under cold water for an hour up to 24 hours. And the science behind this is that storing under cold water, it should be able to like have the egg shrink a little bit and kind of pull away from the shell. So it should be easier to peel like that. Let's give
So
it a try.
should we peel it?
Yeah.
Great. So feels cold.
Oh, it does seems easier, I
Oh
think.
yeah.
Because the shells are not sticking onto the
Yes.
egg.
Ooh.
Okay.
This is very yeah. There are no
Wow.
bumps or anything. Look
Wow.
at that.
That's pretty good.
I think this is definitely my favorite so far.
Same.
Yeah. I feel like whenever you peel an egg, there are all these little debris of eggshells kind of stuck around the egg, which I don't want. So no matter what you're doing, I feel like you kind of need to dip in water to get rid of any sort of dirt or residual shells.
The egg itself, it's definitely not sticking with the shell, which is really helpful. There's like a little gap between the shell and the egg.
Yes,
So it's
I
very easy
felt
for
that.
very easy for them to come off. This one is sticking a little bit, but it's not bad.
Yeah, but still, I feel like there's a obvious difference with the eggs that were sitting in the cold water versus all the other eggs that we try so far. What are you rating for this method?
I would say it's a 9 for me.
I mean, it's pretty
works.
solid, so I will say it's 8.76.
8.76.
Yeah,
very
very
precise
specific.
rating.
Yeah. So the next one is crack and roll, and it has been my go-to method ever since I learned how to peel an egg. You're peeling the top and bottom of the egg, and you are putting the middle side, like the white side, on the flat surface, and you are rolling it with a gentle pressure so that all the shells are getting a little cracked and you will be able to peel it easily. So let's go with our crack and roll.
So you do
The top and
and
bottom.
bottom.
And then because the middle, the wider side is still intact and you're putting it on the flat surface and roll it. And then there's all these little shells and it's just much easier to peel. I feel like this is not even a method. It's like, how else are you gonna peel the egg? I have to say, it definitely came out clean. It was easier and it was kind of satisfying
Yeah, it's
to like really roll because you're hearing that like all this little egg hard shells being like cracked as you're rolling it.
and it's very straightforward too.
Pretty straightforward. So I would rate this like 9.2 because this is something that I've been using my entire life and I honestly don't know what else you'd be doing to crack an egg. And what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's pretty efficient, which I like, and no like extra tools needed,
Yes.
which is great. I'll give it a 9.
And I like the name crack and roll.
It's a fun name.
Yeah, so always crack and roll.
So the next method we're gonna do is actually what I always do, is to peel the eggs under the water. For me, what it works is that so the shell is not sticking on the egg,
Yeah.
and that's why I like it.
Yeah, also I feel like whenever you peel eggs, you kind of want to rinse it off.
Yeah.
In case you have left any sort of peels
Yeah.
on the egg. So like this to me, it's more like an essential rather than a method, but hopefully it will work better than other stuff.
Yeah.
So let's start cracking. So just crack it around.
It's going pretty smoothly for me.
I don't have to worry about getting any, small bits of eggshells around the egg. And you know that it's gonna come out like super smooth. But either way, I think you really need to have like a bowl of water at the end. No matter what method you're using, you wanna like rinse it before you're serving.
For me, I think what I like about this method is that the process of peeling, the shells are not sticking on my hand. I like that. How would you rate this one?
I'll rate this like 8.53.
8.53.
Yeah.
I would probably give you like a 9.5 because I think it's an essential thing to have for me. Like it's either underwater or
running water.
Running water, exactly.
I usually do it like in the sink, just making sure that like you are getting rid of any sort of a small peels around the egg.
What if we do like crack and roll and then peel it underwater?
Okay, let's try that.
Try that.
Roll. Yeah. It definitely comes out faster in my opinion because as you can see, it comes in this like whole shape compared to, I guess it's the same thing. So I would definitely think this is the best combo to get the clean eggs.
That makes sense.
I will rate that 10.
Yeah, I think the combo is the go-to. So here are all of our eggs from our little experiment.
So overall, I will say that don't ever try a spoon because it's just not working. And blow for a fun game. And do a combination of a crack and roll and cold water and underwater.
Agree. And it's I think it's a great combination. Yeah, 10 out of 10 if you combine all three.
Yeah, but if we have to choose, what would be your go-to pick?
I would say underwater. It's really my go-to. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna go with crack and roll because I really like the even crack that you will get with the eggs, and I feel like you might not always have an access to water, and if I'm getting like shelled eggs as a part of my lunch or something, I'll probably just peel it with crack and roll method. But if you have a very creative and fun ways to peel an egg, please let us know and comment below so that we will give that a try and maybe we will find a new favorite method as well.
Yeah, will we give it a try?
I don't know. And for more content like this, subscribe to our channel. See you next time. Bye.
Oh.
I'm
Did catch
so
it.
good at this.